Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with another Legends book review, and today we're diving into one of the most beloved series in all of Star Wars, the X-Wing series written by Michael A. Stackpole and Aaron Alston. Today we'll be covering Book 1, Rogue Squadron by Michael A. Stackpole. Going into this book, I was very excited. I grew up playing the original Rogue Squadron game on the Nintendo 64, and I sunk days of playtime into that game. I love flying in the Star Wars universe, so I was surprised that I held off this series for so long, but once I started, I simply could not stop. I'm already through Book 4 and I'm currently looking to buy Solo Command. That right there should give the perfect description of how Stackpole is able to transport you from the page straight into the cockpit of an X-Wing. It's truly magical. Rogue Squadron is set 2.5 years after the Battle of Endor. The war isn't over yet, and Wedge Antilles is in the process of reinstating Rogue Squadron with the return of Wedge's executive officer, Tycho Celchu, which causes some debate over Tycho's loyalty due to dealings he's had in the past. As Wedge begins training his new pilots, he notices that one in particular stands out, that pilot being Corran Horn, who was given the rank of lieutenant well before the training was finished. Not long after training though, Rogue Squadron sets out on its first mission where everyone miraculously survives, which is actually a very big deal as Wedge is always reminding his squad that the average life of a new pilot is very short and that most will not survive their first 3 missions. Corran quickly shows us why he is the main character of the story and takes charge when he can in order to keep his squad alive, especially in their first mission by saving a ship known as the Pulsar Skate, captained by Mirax Tarek, which was fighting off an interdictor cruiser. The missions become increasingly difficult though, as Imperial Intelligence agent Kirtan Lore decides that Rogue Squadron should be a top priority target. Kirtan informs the director of Imperial Intelligence, Yasan Izard, that Rogue Squadron must be stopped, and that one of the members, Corran Horn, once worked with the Corellian Security Force, or CorSec for short, and is considered a major threat. Things start to take a turn for the worst for Rogue Squadron when the Alliance decides to strike the planet of Borleus, thinking that with this planet the Alliance will be one step closer to taking Imperial Center, aka Coruscant. Their intelligence has monitored the planet and believes it to be a simple victory, but in classic Star Wars fashion, it turns out to be a trap set by Imperial General Dericote, who is successful in pushing back the rebel force and is able to destroy 5 X-Wings of Rogue Squadron, with 2 of the 5 pilots being killed. Corran recognizes this defeat, and as they retreat, decides to come up with a new plan that will work to take Borleus. And with the remaining 6 X-Wings of Rogue Squadron, is able to give air support to the troops on the ground, earning them a victory. Corran, however, uses up too much fuel in the fight and is unable to escape with the rest of his squad. Corran braces himself as his X-Wing runs out of fuel, only to be rescued by the Pulsar Skate, and once again, no other rogues die in the second battle. We can't just leave it there though, as we switch to the Imperial side of things to hear Yasan Izard reveal to Kirtan Lore that there is a spy in Rogue Squadron, leaving us on a cliffhanger until Book 2. Overall, this is exactly what I've been looking for in a Star Wars book. I've always wanted to be a pilot in the Star Wars universe, so I played every game I could and very much enjoyed Alexander Freed's Alphabet Squadron trilogy, but I just needed more, and the X-Wing series scratches that itch with ease. The plot is great, the pacing is perfect, and all of the characters are so cool. Aside from the given characters, Wedge Antilles and Corran Horn, my favorite characters would probably have to be Corran's wingman, the Gans known as Oral Quirg, and the Twi'lek lawyer Nawara Ven. Both are exceptional characters who bring such new aspects into the Star Wars universe. And I also love the diversity among the members of Rogue Squadron. That idea is done in hopes of having worlds join the rebellion, as they show that they are not like the Empire and choose to be inclusive, which I do think is wonderful, but these pilots are truly chosen for their skills in the air. And Yasan Izard is a great villain, even though I don't see her as a threat. And that is the biggest downside to reading these Legends books now, and it's that I know where a lot of these characters end up. So I just know that Yasan is not going to stop Rogue Squadron, but I'm still along for the ride and very much enjoying it. Overall, I could not be happier with the start to this series. As I mentioned already, I just finished Book 4, The Back to War, so be expecting more of these reviews in the coming weeks. But what are your thoughts on Rogue Squadron? Did you read the book as they were originally coming out, or are you late to the party like myself? Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below, and let me know if there are any other Legends books that you would like to see reviews on. But until that next review, be it Wedge's Gamble or the next High Republic book, that's it for this review. Thank you all so much for sticking around to this point in the video, and we hope to see you again very soon.